Looks like your guests from Task Force Nova are finally here, and they picked up a stray. Patching you through now.
Commander!
General Daerun, is everything all right?
I apologize for the delay in our arrival. We happened across pirates attacking a refugee ship from the Mid-Rim. Shameful. Fortunately, we intervened in time. Tau and Arn are still chasing down the pirates, but the refugees are in dire need of medical supplies and other essentials. Our ships will touch down momentarily. See you shortly.
We have plenty of supplies, General. We'll have them all treated in no time.
Wonderful. Thank you. Such carnage. We tend to focus so much on the Sith that we forget the galaxy is full of other dangers.
It's hard, but we have to focus on the biggest threat. Otherwise, we'll get nothing done.
You're right, but I have to believe we can do more. There are quite a few supplies to distribute. Perhaps we could lend a hand before we get to our other purpose here.
Of course. Let's do whatever we can.
I can't think of a more worthy start for Task Force Nova. Shall we? Our victory on Corellia still has the Empire reeling. Our forces have made significant gains in the Atravus, Bormia, and Anoat sectors. Morale is higher than ever. Our task force will be staged for success right from the beginning.
Finding Jedi who've been in hiding for years is going to take a lot more than moving into a few territories.
Yes, but the search will be much simpler in areas free of Sith interference. Certainly an advantageous start. Aside from the occasional pirate, supply and communication lines between Odessen and Republic Command appear to be secure. I've gathered an initial complement of security personnel and patrol ships to be stationed here. Dossiers and technical specs have already been forwarded to your staff for review. It would seem prudent to station additional forces here as well, to support any urgent missions that come up.
We'd welcome anyone you can send.
Perfect. I'll send the transfer orders right away. Word of the victory on Corellia has spread, and a number of Jedi in hiding have returned to the fold. Even still, our numbers are perilously thin. But there are a number of Jedi still on Tython, serving largely in archival and research capacities. Many of them have not seen combat in more than a decade. But they are still Jedi, and it is the duty of all Jedi to defend the Republic.
If the Jedi on Tython are still contributing to our order, then we shouldn't force them into another role they're not suited to fulfill.
No, you're right. We shouldn't fix something that isn't broken. I believe that covers our most pressing issues.
Any word on Darth Malgus? I haven't heard anything since Corellia.
None, which is very strange. He should have returned to the front lines by now, even if his wounds were severe. I only hope we can determine his next move before he strikes again.
What's wrong?
It's him. Malgus.
Malgus? What do you mean? What about him?
He's almost here. I can sense him. He's coming to Dantooine.
Then let's be ready.
We've waited too long as it is. Something is wrong. I'm sure of it.
Smashing up the place isn't gonna solve anything. We'll find the ship. It's gonna be all right.
I take it there's no sign of the transport with Satele and her followers.
Nothing. It isn't responding to our signals. And we've already checked the next scheduled stop. No sign.
Which leaves just about 200 or 300 systems to search.
There must be another way!
Let's start by not breaking anything. This furniture wasn't free.
Go easy on him. It's been hundreds of years since he felt real emotions. He's a bit out of practice. All we can do is start searching from the ship's last known coordinates, which, for us, could take forever. So we get an expert. We'll send T7 out with an escort and all the probe droids we can find. They'll cover more ground and sort through sensor readings faster than we ever could. T7 works as astromech magic, crunches the probe data to pick up a trail, and we find our missing ship in a matter of days or weeks, instead of years.
Who should be escorting them? More droids?
That would be best. They won't be affected by whatever the Emperor has done to Satele and the others. That's everything settled then. As soon as we get coordinates, you'll be the first to know. Don't worry, your furniture's safe. He'll calm down in a bit.
You don't demand anything, Jakaya. Certainly not from her.
If you're risking your life out there, I'll demand what the clan requires.
What's going on?
It seems I'm a child in need of a parent.
You're Mandalore, the Avenger. You have responsibilities to all of us.
So you often tell me.
Who's this?
Jakaya Ordo. One of my best. He managed to avoid my notice for too long, but now I've put him to work. Though I'm having second thoughts.
I would gladly go back to being an unknown, Great Mandalore. I prefer the talk of warriors to the endless jabbering of politics.
The curse of being skilled at both, you old rancor.
So you're the one. Not sure if I should call you Commander.
Most people do these days.
Understood. You earned it. The fact is, Commander, I only know your reputation. I don't know you. It's my job to take a hard look at anyone this close to Mandalore. I envy a Jedi's power. My best weapons could never match what sits just under your skin. I will never understand your mysticism, but I respect what it can do.
For a balance to be restored, a Jedi must use what tools are available to their advantage. Shay understands this. I hope you do as well.
I've seen enough war to know wisdom when I hear it.
So what happens now?
I've seen your face, looked into your eyes. That's what I wanted.
Satisfied?
For now.
Good. I'm sure you have more important things to do.
Some clan grumbling to track down. More than the usual complaints. Ras and I will check into it. Jakaya out.
Ras?
His brother. They're a family of Mandalorians. Lost a sister a few years back.
Something wrong?
That's the first time he's mentioned a clan issue. He oversees a lot of the day-to-day details without a word.
Let Jakaya find out more. If he's one of your best, trust him to do his job.
You're right. It's hard to sit back. But he's better at rooting out trouble. He kept an assassin's knife out of my gut more than once. Tell me, Commander, how would you deal with unrest in the ranks?
If a group has a problem, it's usually for a reason. Maybe they see something you don't.
We have more in common than I thought. Mandalorians must be allowed to speak out, to think for themselves, to be effective. Jakaya demands order, everything working together as a whole. I understand, and it keeps it all running, but I don't work that way. Well, looks like I've got reports to review on escort missions we've been overseeing. Jakaya snuck them into the transmission. Sneaky Chakar.
I'll leave you to it.
Did you learn anything from the clans?
Nothing I haven't mentioned before. A lot of heated words. Some are saying Mandalorians are just glorified couriers.
Still unable to see past their next fight. All tactics and no strategy.
However restless you are in the position, Mandalore, you sound like a leader.
I sound angry. My blaster is still a better negotiator than I will ever be. What about the escort runs?
Silence. But only a fool would believe they haven't heard something.
What happened?
Some of the cargo ships we were looking after ran into trouble. Mostly scouts sniffing around. But one exchanged fire. We've been looking into it.
Jakaya?
Commander, we meet again. I've been keeping an eye on you. Mandalore was right to stand by your side.
Sounds like you should be watching someone else.
Always.
Who would attack Mandalorian ships?
That's the real question. They're well equipped and they know our methods.
You need to get ahead of this. Everyone knows the Mandalorians are looking after some very valuable goods. Very tempting.
Agreed. But it's not common bandits or even an ambitious cartel. This feels different. Like they're testing our defenses. I know you object, Mandalore, but we must look closer to home.
I don't object. I just want to be sure. Would some of the clans really go that far?
I'm not ruling it out. Like I said, there were some heated words.
Like Shay said, we need to know more before we jump to conclusions.
I understand. But something is making my trigger finger itch. We should have clamped down harder on the clans when we had the chance. The wound has festered.
No, Mandalorians aren't droids. We're best when we don't have some restraining bolt on our neck, even if it costs us.
It's much harder to clean up a mess than prevent it.
First Jakaya, and now you? You think Mandalorians need a nursemaid?
No, just a reminder of what's best for everyone.
I recall when leading was about being the strongest. Things have gotten complicated. But enough talk. Our agreements must continue. We gave our word those cargo transports would be safe.
Understood, Mandalore. I'll see if I can draw the enemy out. Can't fight what we can't see. If I'm lucky, I'll make them mad enough to come out and play. Jakaya out.
I'd prefer a fight to all this sneaking about.
Keep me posted.
Count on it.